Hello again, everyone. Rainy day out today, so not able to do much of anything outside. So I wanted to just show you the project I'm going to get into. I'm standing inside our garage here at the house, and I'm going to repaint in here. We painted this garage in the late 80s, moved in 85, so it was shortly after that, probably a year or two after maybe. Hasn't been painted since, and it still doesn't really look that bad, but got a lot of cracks in the drywall, and so I'm going to go around, I'm going to patch those before we paint. So we've got cabinets and shelves. Got some old vintage TVs I restore on the shelf up there with the cover over them. But just lots of stuff we're going to have to move. But we're going to give it a good coat of paint. That'll freshen it up and should last a really long time. So my first step's unloading these walls when I get ready to put the paint on. I think I'm just going to do one wall at a time. I'll probably maybe start here and take everything down, get it painted, and then put it back. And then go to the next wall and the next. So I'll take some pictures of the before and of course the after, and hopefully we'll make some improvements and you'll be able to see a difference. So let's get started. Bicycle helmet. Old grocery store scales. Alright, just a few more things up on top of that cabinet, and then all those shoes and stuff right there. Next I'm going to address some defects. You see a little dented place there. There's a hole we need to fill. Another defect right there is mashed in. So I have this spackling repair, and if it's a rather large hole I'll use it. Otherwise I'll just take some painter's caulk, cover up like that hole there. I'll just put some caulk in it. So we'll get started on that, and we'll get this wall ready to paint. And I'm just using painter's caulk. And here's an example of what I'm doing. You can see where I filled that crack between the drywall and the door trim. So that's the idea. Well, now that I have the first wall ready to paint, I think I've changed my strategy here. I'm going to go ahead and do the front wall where the garage door is. There's less to move on it and less to caulk and patch. So let me get it cleared off, and then I'll have two walls that are ready to paint. There's just stuff I've moved from the first wall starting to pile up over here, but we still got room to get the car in and out. And I decided to turn the corner and go all the way to this cabinet so I can paint to the end of that window there. So a little caulking to do, and I have done just a few small repairs on the drywall, just where there's some dings, and I'm just using this screen called a drywall screen. Got it on a sander. And I'm going to take the cover off of the electrical panel so I can paint the drywall and then put the panel back on and won't do any taping up. So I'll start with a brush and we'll cut in the corners and the down around the blocks and up at the ceiling, doorways, all of that. And then once we get that cut in, then we'll go back with the roller and do the main part of the walls. Here's the paint we're using on the garage walls. It's a Dutch Boy DuraClean. And the paint store did stir this or shake it, whenever they mixed it for us. But got this giant paint stirrer. We'll get it stirred up before we start using it. There's the color we chose. It's really a real light tan. Looks kind of cream colored in there, but I think once it gets on the wall, it'll darken. Hopefully we won't have to put one good coat of paint on this, but we'll see. Because these brackets are all different colors. See, we got some painted ones there and we got a gray one there. I'm just going to paint them all the same. And I'll paint the shelf, at least underneath, I'll paint it the tan color. All right, 2 walls finished. Time for wall number 3. Have it all cleaned off. Patched a few holes. So let's get some paint on this. Well, we got wall number 3 finished. Put back most of the things that I took down off of it. Was able to free up some extra space at the very top up there by rearranging. So this is what we like. From the window over here to the corner. So I need to unload these shelves. And we got some stuff on top of the cabinet. Okay, we've got everything out of the way. These shelves just sit on top of the brackets. They're not attached, so I'm going to take them out. It'll make it a lot easier to paint. These brackets on the shelves are white, so no reason to paint them. I'll just take them off. All right, got our shelves put back on. Everything painted. Before I put everything back on the floor, I do have the old chest and a couple of totes put back, but I've cleaned underneath them and hosed the floor out really good and cleaned it off some. Good time to do that. So once this dries, we'll get this stuff here, or some of it, get this stuff put back in there, put that back in place. And that should wrap this job up. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.